Hello, students. Welcome back. So now in this session, I'm going to be talking about tree of thought, reflection, and self-consistency. So tree of thought. It means exploring multiple reasoning paths. So what exactly is tree of thought? Well, the definition is this. It's a prompting technique where AI is encouraged to explore multiple possible reasoning paths before it chooses the best solution. So following just one thinking path, your AI is going to generate multiple ideas, it's going to evaluate every single idea, and then it's going to select the best possible answer. This is what tree of thought is all about. So this technique, it mimics, it basically imitates your human brainstorming. So an example of a prompt that is not using a tree of thought. For example, right here, suggest a business idea for a $50,000. So AI, it might give only one idea without exploring alternatives. So this is a without tree of thought. So this is an example with tree of thought. So here's the prompt. Suggest me three different business ideas for $50,000. Now for each idea, explain the benefits, explain the risk, suggest expected profitability, and then choose the best idea and justify your choice. So this is called a tree of thought prompt right here. Now this particular prompt, it will force AI to explore multiple reasoning paths. So when should you choose tree of thought? Well, you want to use tree of thought. It's useful when you're making strategic decision, when you're trying to do some type of brainstorming to find creative solutions, when you're trying to solve complex business or technical problems, or when you want to evaluate multiple alternatives, or when you're planning project. In these types of scenarios, your tree of thought, they tend to be a best option. Then you have reflection. It's basically asking AI to critique and improve its own output. So, a reflection is a technique. What it does, here you're asking AI to generate an answer, critically analyze its own answer, and then improve or correct its own answer, its own response. So this technique, what it does, it helps AI simulate self-review and also do quality improvement. So reflection is like, think of that as a self-reflection. Basically, AI is giving an answer and analyzing its own answer. It's basically reflecting its own choices. So let's take a look at an example of a prompt without reflection. So this is an example. Write an email requesting leave. That's it. So in this case, AI, it may provide one response without performing quality review. Now, this is an example of a prompt with reflection. Write an email requesting leave. After writing the email, suggest, okay, review the email for clarity and professionalism. That's one. Two, suggest improvement. Number three, provide a revised version. So by having this prompt right here, this was going to produce a higher quality result. So when should you use reflection? Well, reflection, they are particularly useful when you're writing tasks, when you are doing coding improvement, when you're doing research summaries, report generation, even professional communication. In these types of scenarios, you want to use reflection. Then you have self consistency. What it means, generating multiple answers and choosing the best answer. So it's a technique where AI is asked to generate multiple independent answers to the same question and then select the most reliable or common answer. So in this particular process, you're asking AI to generate multiple solutions. That's the first thing. Then compare the solutions and then choose the most logical or consistent answer. So instead of trusting just one output, this method actually relies on repeated reasoning. So let's take a look at this example. This is a prompt. Solve this math problem. A train travels at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour for 3 hours. It then travels 60 kilometers for 2 hours. What is the average speed of the train for the entire journey? That's your question. Then you're asking AI, Okay, so this is the question this is the prompt you giving to the AI. So in this particular instance, your AI, it may produce one answer without doing any verification. Now, look at this prompt. In this prompt, I'm using self-consistency. Solve this math problem using three different reasoning methods. So I'm asking AI to do three different reasoning methods right here. A train travels at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour for 3 hours. It then travels at 60 kilometers for 2 hours. What is the average speed of the train for the entire journey? The question is same, okay, but I'm just added this particular part right here. So after solving, compare the results and select the most consistent answer. I'm also giving this instruction right here. So these statements are responsible for self consistency. So when should you use self consistency? Well, these are useful for mathematical problems, when you're doing logical reasoning tasks, when you're performing coding solutions, data analysis, or performing scientific calculations. So here's an example of combining all the three techniques that we studied. Generate three different marketing strategies for launching a new mobile app. For each strategy, explain implementation steps, evaluate advantages and disadvantages. Then, I want you to review all strategies and identify weaknesses. Finally, choose the most effective strategy and explain why. So, this particular prompt is using all three techniques. It's using tree of thought. Basically, I'm asking it to give multiple strategies. Right here, generate three different marketing strategies. Reflection, I'm asking you to review weaknesses. So in this particular instance, right now I'm saying identify weaknesses. Then self-consistency, choose the best option. I'm saying right here, choose the most effective strategy.